Air National Guard is a reserve component of the active duty Air Force. They're there, trained, ready to go, manned and equipped, ready to do the mission on a daily basis. The 174th is a critical unit in the reserve component of the Air National Guard. The 174th Attack Wing in Hancock Field impacts the community through payroll of just under 1,300 personnel, plus multiple different contracts throughout the central New York region with an economic impact on an average annually of about $117 million. We have a number of diverse and unique missions, including MQ-9 REAPER combat operation, MQ-9 aircrew training, MQ-9 maintenance training. We also have some of the best airspace in the United States with an air-to-ground gunnery range located up at Fort Drum to train fighter and bomber aircrew. The 174th forward operating location enables units to land at Fort Drum at Wheeler-Sac Army Airfield and very quickly get those airplanes back into the air. We include the 274th Air Support and Operations Squadron, close air support, with the 222nd Command and Control Squadron with space operations, and we have the 152nd Air Operations Group.
We're certainly proud to share the heritage of the 174th Attack Wing. It spans the full continuum from space to boots on the ground. And behind every flying military aircraft, whether it be a remotely piloted aircraft or a fighter or a strategic airlift, there is an air operations center behind it.
Hancock Field has had global impact. We're out federally around the world flying missions.
We're doing the federal mission here at the 174th 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When tasked by federal authorities, we can deploy to any location around the world and then have the reach-back capability to conduct the bulk of those missions from our facilities right here on Hancock Field.
We are a community-based Air Force. We're in the state, in the local communities, doing missions to support our citizens around New York State.
Air National Guard, it's locally based. You are in your home community taking care of disasters and tragedies in the area.
Hurricane Sandy, Hurricane Irene, floods in Binghamton, floods in the Mohawk Valley, as well as major snowstorms such as out in Buffalo.
Our base is highly active in the community.
If something goes wrong, it's nice to know, you know what, we have the Hancock Field around the corner, 174th's there and they got our back.
The 174th has a very proud and long history of combat air power. Since 1947, the 174th has flown 10 different aircraft until now recently the MQ-9 REAPER, which is a remotely piloted aircraft, new technology for the United States Air Force. We train air crews, both the pilots and the sensor operators on the MQ-9 from around the active duty Air Force, the Air National Guard, Reserve Component, and foreign military air forces around the world. On the maintenance side, we have a training mission through the Field Training Detachment. They'll learn how to maintain, fix the airplane, so it's a very integral part of the training for the United States Air Force in the MQ-9 mission.
The MQ mission, the ISR mission, are the #1 request from the commanders worldwide.
And we can bring full motion video from the MQ-9 so that they can keep their troops, their soldiers, their sailors, their airmen, their Marines safe on the ground. The capabilities of this type of airplane are endless. Unmanned aerial systems provide many different applications, not only military applications in the Department of Defense, but out in the civilian sector.
When an individual receives training here, they'll have a plethora of opportunities available to them on the private sector.
Training with other parts of the military, training abroad, training here in the States, it's opened up a lot of skills that I was, never going to be able to have the opportunity to get.
The training systems that we have here are the latest in trying to replicate the stresses and circumstances that we will find ourselves in on the battlefield.
There's a huge impact to the community as we bring technology to the central New York region, and we look for the expertise around the community to come in and be a part of our organization. Hancock Field is postured very well for the future. We're very proud that we've been able to work closely with the Federal Aviation Administration to integrate remotely piloted aircraft into the national airspace system. We are the first organization to be able to fly a remotely piloted aircraft from Class C airspace. It's been a great honor to serve in the Air Force and the Air National Guard. We're very proud of our facilities and especially of our very highly trained airmen at Hancock Field. I get to work with some of the most incredible people who come out here each and every day to support not only our country, but to support our community. We're part of the world's greatest Air Force, powered by airmen, fueled by innovation.